Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, hump day, my day off, all the above. Wonderful day, beautiful day, great day. Hope y'all are all doing well this morning. I myself am in a chipper mood. I can't help but be. As you can see from the title of today's video, I'm not really worried about tomorrow and all those acid chemicals, but kind of want to get a little prelim done today instead of doing it all on live. By the way, good morning, Ed, TC Blades, Scott, and Pete. Appreciate y'all being here this morning. I even called one of my exes who has a degree in biochemistry to ask her what they would do in a lab, and she says they would use, she would be doing this under a hood for sure, meaning a negative pressure lab. They have hooded areas with in labs where it creates a negative pressure environment where you don't have to worry about the fumes. But she's a little drastic with stuff, and I told her it's not like I'm going to be just using those two acids. I'm going to be mixing it with lots of water. So anyway, she did say that there would be some gas released. So I probably should have proper ventilation and possibly a respirator, or definitely a respirator. So yeah, I'm getting a little stressed about that, but not really. I'll figure it out today. If I need to relocate to outside, which is probably the smart thing to do, then I'll just mount a remote camera out there, and that's where we'll do it. So let's see what. Oh yeah, you unboxed some nice knives last night. TC? Or I did? You did? I did? We did? I don't know. If you unboxed some, that's awesome. I unboxed a few. Maybe you're talking about me. Kind of confused by the way that was written. I think maybe the Blade Alchemy should have been at the beginning of this sentence if you meant me. But maybe you meant you did some. I don't know. We'll figure it out here in 30 seconds. Anyway, let me, I screwed up last night and streamed at 4K because I was trying to record videos at 4K. And I didn't really think about the fact that it was going to try to stream at 4K also, so it's a little laggy, which sucks. I'm not sure if the videos I recorded are going to be that way too, because this computer probably is not capable of 4K playback, which I should have thought about also. I usually record my unboxings in 4K and I don't have any issues, but I was trying to stream and record at the same time, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. We'll see after the video this morning when I go to post those videos, but anyway, I did do some unboxings on live last night, and I carried one of the knives that I unboxed last night. Actually, I carried two of them, but I got my solid in the mail yesterday. I was super excited to get that. I was really looking forward to checking it out. And as you can see, it's beautiful, and it's a big chunk of lead. It's a big chunk of titanium. I don't know why I said lead. Maybe because I'm a big chunk of lead. Anyway, it is a very nice knife. Very great action. I like the little spring flipper that gets out of the way when you open it. It hides over there. Makes for very nice lines on the knife. This knife does have some crazy blade grind, kind of. Yeah, I've been eating paint chips, lead ones, and asbestos. But I'm confused with this blade grind because it is a blade grind, but it's not an edge grind. So the edge continues all the way down this knife, just like a regular blade would. So it's not got like a multi-grind edge, but yet it's got a multi-ground blade. So that's almost kind of confusing to explain. It does have superb action. It wants to drop, and that's partly due because of the heaviness of the blade. So this is one where the action is due to the heavy blade for sure. As you can see, it wants to drop. It looks like a Wii, huh? So all Wiis look like this? Weird? I beg to differ. Lots of Wiis have nice, clean, smooth lines. Most all of my Wiis do, actually. I've got a couple that don't. B Shady's being a Wii hater this morning. That's all right. He's on his American kick, but I think he's back to carrying Chinese today, or he was yesterday, so. Anyway, I like it, so I did that one. And then I can't say the same about this one. I got the Kubi Bluff, did an unboxing on it last night. And I'll tell you what, man. I thought I got a bad one the first time, but evidently they're all this way. And I can't fault the designer, but I can fault Kubi because this just does not feel like a great crossbar. Now, I love everything about this knife. The look, the materials, the fit and finish, the blade grind, the satin on the blade, the thumb studs, the milling, the pocket clip, the accent colors, the fuller, the jimping. I love everything about this knife except for the crossbar lock. And over the night, I have figured out the way and the only way to make this knife function like a proper crossbar lock knife. And that is to just barely tap the crossbar and don't pull on them. You just tap it to close it, and you tap it to open it. Tap it to close it. Tap it to open it. Tap it to close it. Tap it to open it. Good morning, Ron Dobbins. But if you pull on this at all, it will not close. So as you can see, I just pulled on the crossbar lock, and the blade doesn't move. The blade's locked in place. It will move if you shake it hard enough, but most of the time it will not. It definitely won't fall. So there's something up with this crossbar mechanism. And it's the second worst that I've ever felt out of all my crossbar lock knives compared to one, which I'll show you here in a minute. And the only reason that other one is worse is because if you pull it all the way, it actually hits something in there and will not physically close. But this one, if you decide that you want to pull this at all, you won't get the knife closed and you won't get the knife open. The only way to physically do it right is to just barely tap it and let off. You have to let off instantly. Like it's like this is the Ozark Trail crossbar lock. You can do whatever you want. You can pull on them. It works. When you pull it all the way, the blade drops like it's supposed to, like every other crossbar lock knife. But this one doesn't do that. You pull this one, it stops. It stops halfway. It doesn't go down. Doesn't do anything. So there's something wrong with that crossbar lock. Now, like I said, I'm not blaming the designer. It was designed by the same guys that do Bridgeport. So you know, prime example, great knife. And like I said, I love everything about this knife. The milling, the look, the colors, the blade grind, the sharpness, the fuller, the thumb studs. I even like the crossbar studs. But the crossbar lock leaves something to be determined. So I cannot recommend this knife. For what this knife costs on their site, which is like $230, you can get an L-Max drop bear with, you can get this knife right here for the same price that has just immaculate crossbar lock action. And it's not like I don't have a ton of crossbars and know how to use a crossbar lock knife. But if this one's open and I pull the crossbar all the way, the blade will drop like every other crossbar knock. If I do that with this one, the blade does not drop. It won't even move. It like locks it in place. It's such a weird, I don't know what they've done. But like I said, I'm very familiar with crossbar lock knives. I know how to work them. And during the night using this one, I did find a way to make it usable for me, and that's just to tap the crossbar and tap it either way, and you have to, it'll open and close fine, but if you pull on it at all, it stops. So yeah, I'm going to show y'all the only other worst crossbar lock knife I have is a SRM, and I've actually, last night I had these with me, but I've got four more crossbar lock knives that are all SRM, San Renmu. And so I have comparisons for sure. Back out a little bit there. So like this one works fine. You have to, this one kind of wants you to let off the crossbar a little bit when you're closing it, but not much. Still way better. It catches, if you let off the crossbar too early, it will catch at the bottom. But that one works fine. This one works great. And the best of them is, and this one's made to open with the, you know, close with the crossbar, but you can pull on this crossbar and this blade will drop. This one is probably the best out of all of them as far as action. It definitely is. It feels really good. And of course you pull on it, the blade drops. But then this one is the worst crossbar lock knife I have. And when you pull this crossbar lock all the way, it physically hits something. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's actually hitting something in there. The crossbar gets in the way of the flipper tab when you're closing it, and it physically hits it when you pull it back all the way. If you don't pull it back all the way, it'll clear it, but if you pull it back all the way, it physically hits it. So that's a design flaw for sure. But other than this one is the worst. It's pretty bad. It doesn't want to work right. It doesn't want to open it. Doesn't want to close. Anyway, I can't recommend that knife. I would recommend a drop bear instead. Or even this 154 CM $70 SRM is a better knife. I can get full 4 fingers on it. It's got a great choke up. It's got great lines on it. Everything about this knife is better, including the crossbar lock. And that's a shame because I wanted to love this knife. I love my Kubi knives. And I guess for the price I did pay, because it was way cheaper than the $230, I guess I can't complain for what I did pay for it with all the discounts and stuff. So I'm probably not going to return it. I'm going to probably deal with it after, now that I've learned that you just tap it and it will actually work. But you just have to barely tap it, let off super quick. San Renmu is what SRM stands for. Stay ready more, but San Renmu, one of the largest OEMs in the world. They make all kinds of knife, even for Spyderco. They make their Chinese versions for some other companies too. I believe Kershaw or Gerber, one of the two. They OEM for all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it really doesn't have anything to do with the pressure of the Omega spring, because I'm sure it's got an adjustable place to where you can change the tension on the Omega spring. It's not the pressure of the spring; it's the location of the bar, and it even something else I didn't even mention is the fact that if you tighten this pivot just like I would any other knife, so just up to the point where I'm not torquing it at all, I'm just getting it just hand tight, then it won't even move. The blade won't even move, and it's even hard to get it to open with your thumb. But the pivot, you have to physically like I don't know if y'all can see, but so I'm just turning this with 2 fingers, and I'm just getting it just where it's just snugged up, and now it won't open at all. Like, it won't move at all. I mean, you have to shake the hell out of it. So the pivot, I mean, there's nothing I can do to open this knife. I can't even give it enough wrist. I guess I can eventually, but it won't close or open with the pivot closed like it's supposed to be. So I have to physically back it off a little bit for the knife to even work. And yeah, I've got blade play now, but the knife will work. There's no tuning it, there's no lightening the pressure on the Omega spring. It's just, if you tighten the pivot, it just doesn't work. I don't know what it has. I haven't got into it yet. Yeah, if I possibly polish the washers below the bearings, that might fix it, but I don't think it's going to fix this crossbar action, because and that is a little due to the pressure on the Omega spring, but there's something in here that's just, the tolerances are not, something about it's not right. It doesn't feel the same as other crossbar lock knives. Like even the Ozark Trail. And this one has 0 blade play. I don't know. I'm going to move on for a minute because talk about some other stuff. So yeah, have y'all seen the drama on Instagram this morning? I'm sure some of y'all have. Pete has. Don't tell him what's going on, Pete. Let me give it to him. So yeah, just because you own a knife, let's say wholesale or possibly the largest knife shop in the world, doesn't mean that you're a knife guy. It just means that you own a big knife shop. And so I'm going to start out by saying that. And I'm also going to start out by saying, I honestly, truly believe that this guy is just an idiot and not a knife guy. Because I think if he would have known what he's doing, he wouldn't have done it. I mean, it's just stupid. He knows it's stupid. As a businessman, he's got to know it's stupid. So, yeah, all that being said, the drama is from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Which is the world's largest knife shop, is selling $23 EMP EDC clones that he probably bought a bunch of not realizing that they were clones of the EMP EDC. Now, I will start out by saying I kind of understand if he's never sold them, that he might not know about that knife, because he does sell all kinds of knives, and if he doesn't sell those in his store, then he might not realize that it's a clone. But if I showed y'all, any of y'all, that knife right there, or even this knife right here, I'm pretty sure y'all would know what it is. And especially these two smaller ones. I mean, this one looks exactly the same, just larger, really. But most every knife person, and especially with these cutouts around the hole. So both of these, if you notice, have the little places where there's a bigger hole and then the smaller hole inside the bigger hole milled in. And that's one of the trademarks of this knife. So I have to give him that, because the version he's selling does not have that, like the original. But yeah, SMKW posted on his Instagram a $23 clone, and is just getting eaten up in the comments, including by EMP EDC. So let's go take a look at it. So here is the knife in question. It is called a Rough Rider. He calls it the Rough Rider Brown Micarta RR2706. So let's take a look at this knife. Now you see the blade hole, like I was talking about, doesn't have the little... But if you're a knife guy, you ought to be able to tell what that knife is. Unless you're just a business owner who owns a knife store and is not into knives. Now he's actually talking about this too. So let me turn the audio on so y'all can hear what's going on here.
10 on the liner right there. Going to be a one-way
pocket. Let me refresh
pocket.
it and start it over here.
Daily grind. Today we've got that new Rough Rider Brown Micarta liner lock right there, RR2706, and multiple opening methods. As you can see, we've got the back flipper. We've also got the front flipper. Really easy to actuate. And we've got the thumb hole slash reverse flick hole right there. Beautiful canvas micarta on the handles and black G10 on the liner right there. Going to be a one-way pocket clip. Got the Rough Rider on the pocket clip there. $440 on the blade steel, and this thing is coming in at just $22.99. You can pick them up in our store and on our website, smkw.com. Woo! Close it down. Stand it up. Light it up.
All right, so as we go through the comments, the first one up here at the top is from EMP EDC. It says, "Hey guys, that is a clone." And then somebody said, "Rough Rider has been doing this type of crap for a long time." And then someone said, blah, blah. And then it goes on. Somebody said, "Sue them." And then it says, "Keep sending designs to China to build. This is perfect. John Rusk is a hell of a knife designer. Very cool that he loaned RR his design. Oh, wait. Wait, this isn't a nimble?" Then it says, "Won't get any more of my business ripping people off like this. Never using your site again. Nice move. EMP EDC Nimble. Dude, you should know better than that. Didn't know Rough Rider made the Nimble. Oh, wait. Yikes. That's all I got. Yikes. Website doesn't list John as a designer or give any credit to him or EMP EDC. I'm assuming for $23 they just completely ripped him off. Can't say I'm totally surprised by that. I hope I am wrong, but that's pretty shady, SMKW." And then Tri-State said, "I know a really good lawyer." So, yeah, that's pretty wild. It is exactly the same, Nick. The only difference is the blade hole that I just showed. It is the exact same knife as this one right here. Same lanyard hole, same curve at the end, same blade deployment, same everything except for the cutout here. Same exact knife as this one, same exact knife as this one. Everything about it. I'm just pointing it out, and I just think he's a stupid business owner that's not a knife guy, that really didn't know that this was a clone, and he wouldn't have done it had he known it was a clone. So that's my 2 cents. I think that he sells too many knives, has the world's biggest knife shop, and doesn't keep up with day to day what these knives are. And he found a $23 knife that he thought looked good and didn't know that it was a clone because he doesn't sell EMP EDC. And since he doesn't sell them, he doesn't see them and hasn't seen one maybe. And I think but when you own the world's largest knife shop, you've probably got to be more cognizant than that of selling clones. Yeah, the guy that the guy that owns it is probably not a hardcore knife guy. But if we go, this is the relative clone, by the way. This is the nimble clone. And I've actually got nice versions of both of these that are actually probably better. Well, I won't say that, but they're just as nice as the originals. And they actually have real M390 blade steel. And I'll show you one more copy of those. They are... I moved them the other day because I needed to move some stuff around in here, so now I don't know where they are. Aha! So I've got 2 real M390 versions of the frag, and as you can see, once again, it's an exact copy of all 3 of those. They're all 3 exactly the same. And this one is just like this one. So you got to be more careful than that when you run a very, very big knife store. Yeah, I will not get rid of these 2. Like I will throw these. I will give these as a gift to somebody. And but these 2 I will not get rid of because of how nice they are. And like I said, these have real M390. They're done by a really good builder, designer. I mean, not maker, OEM, whatever. Because they are designed by a good designer, but these aren't giving him credit. But yeah, these are great knives. Action on them's perfect. Real M390. I love them. And like I said, the only difference that wouldn't tell you right off is how they have that little... The one he sold doesn't have that little cutout beside the hole on either side. If we go back and look real quick, you can see the one he's showing does not have that little cutout.
Wind it up.
It's just got the...
What is happening, everybody? We are back at the Daily Grind. Today, we've got that new...
So as you can see, that one does not have that little cutout. So that would be the only saving grace. And I don't know as far as copyright laws go if that'll save him in a lawsuit, but I doubt it. But yeah, this one has excellent action too. So that's cool. All right, got that out of the way. Let's see, the solid I talked about. It seems like I got something else yesterday. Oh, I needed I couldn't find my digital thermometer for the test tomorrow, so I ordered one off Amazon. This one has got a cool, I've got it set to Celsius because but you can see it's 73 degrees in here. And this one actually has where you can turn on and off the laser, which is cool. And it's got a multi 5 point, I don't know how many points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different points that it tests the temperature at. So that's pretty cool. So I got this to keep the solution at the right temperature tomorrow, instead of having something submerged in it. Oh, Sever7 sending me a link to something. I forgot about that. Sorry, Sever. I was talking about all that drama. Let me click the link. See what we got. What are we looking at? Oh, yeah. That's what we're looking at. So the duck is out. I just talked to him, and he told me a couple of days ago that it was going to be out within a couple of days. So that's pretty awesome. I need to turn down my volume on my phone. But there it is. Y'all need to get your orders in, because they will be gone quickly. And I asked somebody if I should buy 20 of them and resell them, but that would be kind of shady. So I don't think I will do that. With tax, they'll come out to around $100 each for me. They don't let you use promo codes on his site very much. So yeah, that's the ones we saw the video of, where he said something about y'all need to buy more domestically. So they're using vacuum. It's got real 154 cm. They use vacuum cold vacuum heat treat to get it 60 plus. He usually shows the video of the heat treatment at the top here. So just to prove that it is HRC 60. And we'll see here in a minute when he lets it go. Let the weight go. Come on. There we go. So it is over 60. Looks like it's close to 61. So if y'all want the if y'all want one, the link is in the chat there. They look super nice. They both weigh exactly to the point of a gram, which is kind of weird looking. 121 grams. Oh, so that's cool. Which reminds me, I had a few links to show y'all. I ran across some DH gate knives that I hadn't seen in a while. Oops, that's not the right link. Sorry. So I ran across, there's a ZT 0801 for $64 in titanium that I was thinking about grabbing. I'm not sure if y'all like that knife or not. I kind of like the looks of it. I don't like the holes. I wish it was solid. But I do like everything else about it. the blade grind, the milling, all that stuff. So I wanted to show you that one. Then this is one for $75 that I like the blade grind on. And I cannot figure out what this is a copy of. I was hoping maybe y'all might know, being able to see it closed and open. And the recurve on it. Then I had another one, which I liked the looks of, for $55 in titanium and M390. And I believe that is a Shiro. Not positive about it either. But this guy has crazy good prices. Yep, it's a Shiro. There's the Shiro symbol on the back of it. Just saw the Shiro symbol somewhere. Yeah, right there. So, I like the nested liner locks, the lock relief. I'm not sure which model that is. It might be a 95. It might be a bike. I think I've probably got one like that. Yeah, so that Shiro is a good price, $54. And then last but not least, I had this one, which was a crazy looking knife, and another one that I was hoping y'all could help me figure out what it is. It's got a crazy big flipper tab, which I don't like, but I like the clip and I like the looks of it somewhat. It's kind of weird looking. Have y'all seen, y'all know what knife that is? Yeah, do we know what this one is? Does anyone know what this is? So yeah, I'll throw these links into the chat really quick just for y'all to have. Actually, no, I'll put them in the Discord. Whoops. I'll put them in the Discord links channel. And that'll make you go to the Discord to get them if you want them. So there's the first one. Quality high-end flipper. Here's the second one. I'm going backwards, but extreme auto tactical folding. Here's the third one, D2 Steel Survival Folding Blade Knife TC4. And here's the last one, Special Offer High-End 0801 Flipper Knife. Those are my 4 links for the day. Sever gave us a 5th one. Knife picks. Let's see. There's some cool knife picks posted. So Ed posted another cool one, as always. Super cool picture, Ed. Love me some Harpoon. And then I posted yeah, it does kind of look like a Kubi Veloce, but I've got that Kubi Veloce. I've got one we could look at. It's a little different. And then I posted some cool pictures of the solid. I told it to put it on a granite rock with a dark dystopian background. So that's what we got. We got it on a piece of granite, and I picked the best one that had the best shadows and the best placement. So that's one of them. I said the same thing with that one, and I picked the best placement. I generated probably 20 images before I got that one. Then same thing with that one. That one looked like it was sitting on there pretty good. And the same with that one. That front little edge of the rock right out here in the front is holding it up nicely. So that is a dystopian background. And then this one, I said a slab of granite with blue and orange flames in the background. So this is the Kubi or KB, and I've got open. This one had a split rock and it was kind of going across both of them, so I used that one. And that one had a shiny spot for my light on my phone. Kind of looks cool with the flames. Yes, sir. I can look in Knife Picks and read your message. Okay, so Reich are going to contract your design, but they asked that I submit it with different mill patterns. We're going to do the dragon scale, but I need some more ideas. So everyone help Sever come up with some ideas of what would look good on that handle. Now I've got a question about the pivot. Do we know that it's going to line up right with all the... I guess you've done enough 3D rendering to know that it sits properly in the scales, but wondering if the pivot's going to have to be moved a little. Hopefully not. So Sever needs some advice. I don't know. This looks like the duck. This is exactly like the hexagons on the duck, right? Yeah. So I would say a milling pattern like the Synergy, like I showed yesterday. The hold on, I'll bring it up for you. Might look good on it. And that is this pattern right here. Just a diagonal line kind of pattern. And that would be this one right here. Might look cool on it. Just something with diagonals. Then they make one that has a curved. Let's see. Was that the? That was a different knife. I would say go to a knife site and start looking at patterns and try to see what you could get your graphics guy to throw on there. What about just some of the patterns, the radial patterns? I know you don't want to do something that's like everything else, but the one you just showed is pretty much exactly like this this pattern right here. So if it's going to be like something, go to Knife Center and type in titanium and start looking at milled patterns, or even maybe holes. Everybody seems to like holes nowadays. I can't see the chat, by the way. I'm just kind of talking at the moment, but I'll be back in chat in a minute. I would say look at some crazy patterns. Find you something you think looks cool. And it's more about getting the render to see what it actually looks like on the knife. So getting with the guy who helps you with that would be key, to get him to throw new textures on it. Because you can think something looks okay all you want until you actually get it on there. I think some of the, let's see, what have we looked at recently that has, you know, you could do just a few lines like that. You know, I'm going to say a plain Jane version because, you know, that's what I like. You could also do some kind of texture with the, like that, or like you know, like Lion Steel uses. Then you could do something with a pattern in it, you know, with a couple of inlays, something like that. Let's see, what else we got? I'll go back to chat here in just a minute. I'm sure some of these other guys can come up with some great ideas too, so there's probably good ideas scrolling through chat at the moment. You got all the different patterns like that. And I like how that one starts out small at the end and gets bigger as it goes up the knife. Kind of like that milling pattern. What are we looking at? Golf putter goes hard. The fish and the birds, MC Escher. Oh, I love Escher. Yeah, Rob John. Let's go look at some Rob Johnson knife. Well, that's not it. Like the cedar. And I bet, yeah, what about the, so the cedar looks really good. Got that micro milling. And what about Golden Design Works? What about their two patterns? You know, you got the dimples and the, hold on. Dimpled and the knurled. So you got the knurled pattern. It's kind of like that. You got the dimpled pattern, which of course we know what it looks like. You got that pattern and that pattern. And you got Rob Johnson's designs. He uses like a micro milling on the cedar, but he's also got the pattern like this. That's more of an anodization than a milling. But yeah, what about this? What about the little hexagons with the lines in the middle? See, I think that looks really good, and would look good inside with the cubes. What is that called? Yeah, I really like that pattern. Millet knives. Let's go look at millet knives. Is that the right spelling? Yeah, I don't think this is what we're looking for. Because that doesn't have any milling. That's with the IT. I wonder if we need it with the ET. Maybe he's got new models on his website. I mean, on his Instagram instead of his website. There's the starburst on the Zon, like the Zon has. So you could do something like the Zon. You could do just a frag. Oh yeah. What about Original Goat? They have quite a few different patterns. Might be really good to look at their patterns because they have everything. And you can get they have lots of patterns to look at. I would go to Original Goat and start looking at some of their patterns. Because they have a little bit of everything. And you might find something that you really like. Let me see. Newest releases. So, you know, they've got a little bit of everything. I like the I really like the gun stock that I've got. I like this pattern too. The small micro milling curved lines. Original Goat has some really good ideas that you could see what they look like on a full size scale. You could do something that has two different, like micro milling and then macro milling, and then back to micro milling. But yeah, I like a lot of their patterns. But they have a lot of patterns that you could choose from. Here's the kind of wavy ones. Drift is what they're calling that one. Yeah, that puzzle pattern is weird. The Herman puzzle pattern one. What about a rock texture? Have you thought about doing a rock on it? Yeah, I don't know. I think there's been lots of good suggestions in the channel. Let's see, what are we doing now? Red laser. feel like I'm forgetting something that I got yesterday that I put up. Maybe I'm not. Oh yeah, I do have a knife I've got to ship out this morning. Need to find that box. Don't know what I did with that. Huh. Aha, it's down here on the floor. Got to ship that out this morning. Keep it scale, stupid. Posted his full address on my live last night in the chat. So I instantly deleted it because he bought a Kubi from me. But I can't get his address to ship him the knife. So I told him to go to the Discord and message me his address again. But I went back and tried to find it in the live video and it doesn't show up since I deleted it, which is cool. But I told him to never do that again unless he just wants the whole world to know where he lives. So yeah, I've got to send him a knife today too, or I'd like to send him a knife today. But he did not give me that address, so can't really do that. Just send it to UTC? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. He gave me his full address and he said thank you, and I deleted it instantly. I should have copied and pasted it before I deleted it, but I was just trying to look out for the guy. Let me click this link here. See what we got going on, Mr. Nick. Whoops. What are we looking at? Second post down in the middle. Oh yeah, the like worn, the like weathered look. Looks like a remote control. Is it a remote control? The distressed look. It looks like that. What's that robot? That robot movie with the little square robot that runs around, kind of like the robot in Borderlands. I can't remember the name of that movie, but kind of that distressed look. What's the name of that the movie I'm thinking of? I know y'all know what it is. But yeah, it's a look. It's kind of a dystopian so I'm trying to think what it would be called. Weathered knife scales, titanium. So yep, lightning ANO is all we're seeing here. Yeah, it definitely has like a hand drawn kind of cartoonish kind of feel to it. I wonder if Way of Knife has some patterns here. Let's see. Limited edition runs. I know they'll have something that looks like this. Let's see. They have a gallery. Let's see. Modified knife archive. This is what I'm looking for. So, who's going to be a good one? Let's start with some Spydercos. See if we see anything. So you can get artwork of any type put on there. But somewhere that does a lot of customization would be a great place, Sever 7, to also go look. Because you'll see all kinds of cool patterns. And it might just jog your thoughts about maybe doing something. I wonder. Yeah, it looks like a cartoon. Exactly. Yeah, like what? I've seen something. I'm trying to think of something else I've seen like that. As far as artwork goes. I'm trying to think. I picked Spyderco just because there'll be a bunch of them. But I'm not seeing anything like what we're looking for. So, like I said, you can scroll for days on these. See, there's something that kind of looks. It doesn't really look like it, but yeah, it looks distressed and cartoon. Yep, I can't wait to get a Dixon from McNeese. Best prototype at Blade Show. It's one of the first ones he ever made, he said on the video. He said it was based on like his first model he made a long time ago. That's probably what this one is, one of the originals. Yeah, that's the original one a long time ago. I think he said the new one is bigger. But it is an awesome knife. I love the micro milling on it too. I'm a fan of just something subtle like that micro milling on it, where you can't hardly see it until you look close. Yeah, that's going to be a great knife. Oh yeah, y'all know how I talk about the OK Knives guy. Well, this morning I messaged him because I was trying to get my discount on. I bought a Edgerati, Spyderco Edgerati, and I wanted him to adjust the price for me. So I messaged him, and I told him he needed to send me some knives. So here's what he said. Here's what I said. I showed him my YouTube channel. I said, you should send me some knives to review, and I'll promote them on my live videos every day and do reviews of them for YouTube. And he said, what products do you need to shoot? I can send you some. So I told him I wanted some nicer ones or whatever he wanted to promote. and I think he's going to send. I'm not sure what he's going to send actually. But I think he's going to send some of the. I told him I wanted to check out that the ooze. This one, this version right here. I told him I wanted to check this out. So I think he's going to send me one of those. I bought the. I wanted to check this out because, you know, I've heard good things about it. I'm in the wrong folder here. So why am I not seeing it? So yeah, I got the silver version, the top version right here. I wanted to check it out and see how it felt. Somebody said they felt really good, so I grabbed one of those. Yeah, that version right there. And I also grabbed one of the new shamans because somebody said they were really nice too in the G10. So I got that. No, I got that version of the shaman right there. I wanted to check it out. So last night, someone posted. Let's see. A couple of people posted some cool knives. There's my giveaway Friday. I put up an ad for that. Let's see. There's my post for that. My post for that. Oh yeah, here's the video that somebody posted and said that it was a really nice knife. I want to check one of those out. Looks bigger than I expected it to be. He said you can front flip it like the shaman. And then someone else posted that, yeah, right here. He said the texture on it was a lot better than he imagined too, and you can kind of tell it looks, the G10 looks kind of nice on it. So I grabbed those two, and he's going to send me some more to check out. I don't know if y'all can actually see the texture on that, but let me see if I can get it to zoom up. Nope. Yeah, I'm sure you can see the texture good enough. But honestly, I think he's going to send me some winter blades, which I've already got. And he does have a cool new G10 variant with these two. So I don't know which. Pretty cool patterning. I think he's going to send me one of those, and he's got these. I don't know which one he's going to send. I've already got them though. He's got this one with the real M390. He's got the donut pink one. I hope he doesn't send me that one. Oh, thank you, Nick. Yeah, 100 is kind of crazy, 100 in a row. What are we looking at here? SG Knives. Are we looking at anything in particular here? Just some crazy reblades. Well, that's some nice reblades. I don't know why people make blades like that though. That's just stupid to me. I mean, a blade like that is perfectly fine, but these ones with the crazy hooks on them and stuff, that's just, I don't know. Yeah, I like all these. I mean, I don't necessarily like them, but they're okay. Yeah, if you got a CNC, man, you can just pump out some blades, boy. You can just cut out a bunch. CNCs have changed the world in the knife game for sure. Pretty wild. Well, thank you, Nick, for that. TC Blades got one. I guess he said that a minute ago. I didn't know that's what he was talking about. It's kind of hard to keep up in chat sometimes. How's the action on it, TC? It's funny hearing myself in the background. Good morning, Fred. How are you today, sir? The action on it is amazing. Can you front flip it? Yeah, I want a REK Shaman. Yeah, I played the video. I played it. But yeah, I will own a REK reblade. Fred the Lug, do you have one? Do you have a REK reblade knife, a 940 or a Shaman or a PM2 or a PM3? Because I want a Shaman from him, and I want this knife in particular. Like, that is my grail. That's one of my grails. I want to know how his reblade would look in my I want to know how his reblade would look on my Shaman with my engraved scales. And I think it would look good with some of these engraved scales, with that blade. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, that's got to be work of art. And look at it closed. I mean, it's got a front flipper and everything. Like, what a beautiful knife. And he does PM, he does 3 different types of PM2 and PM3. He does a Warney, or he does 2 different types of PM2 reblades. But the PM2 looks great too. oil slick one. I mean, what a beautiful knife. Pretty wild how taking a knife that's already great and putting a new blade on it changes everything. And I guess his PM3 reblades are just as nice. Pretty cool. He says the 940s are cheaper because but he has to hand fit the Spydercos. So they're like $700. The 940s are only $400. And I love the 940 as well. And with one of his reblades, I mean, that's got to be one of the best knives ever. And he makes a bunch of different he makes a few different blade shapes in it. With the hole and with the thumb stud. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the knife game and you just got yourself a nice CNC, you could start working on making different blades and then buy some good blade steel and start making some crazy blades. I think Nick wanted me to click one more link for him. The gold one is what we're looking at. The gold one right here. Oh yeah, that's a pretty nice Ragnarok's version 4 harpoon tantos. Yeah, that's a great knife. We've looked at NCC quite a few times. That's a beautiful knife, Nick. Shop. See if he's got anything. Yeah. V4 950. Whoops. I don't know what I just clicked. Whatever it was wasn't right. What happened? Oh. Well. That's no good. Dang. What happened? Weird. Here we are. Now we're back. I don't know why it got small. Yeah, that's a pretty knife. I like the blue one too. I even like that one. You could do like a pattern like that on it too, like a birch bark pattern, like a wood pattern. Yes, Ever 7. What about like a birch wood pattern, kind of like that? In fact, we saw a knife. I bookmarked it. Somebody had a wood looking. Where was that? Let's go through and see if I marked. I know I bookmarked it. See what we got here. Oh, that was Bald Man. Textured black. Ragnarok. See, there's the Ragnarok V1. There's the Dylan Mallory that I want. There's the primordial whatever that we like, or that I like. Tanto Albatross. Yeah, there it is. There's the one with the wood textured handle. So that might look, I think that looks super cool. I really like that knife. That wood texture might look good on your knife, Sever. Let me see if I can get this bigger where y'all can see the texture a little better. Yeah, I think that looks cool. Yeah, that kind of looks like the, the lines that we put on last week on the videos. See what else I've bookmarked here. Custom Noah liner lock. Let's see, what else we got? Topo. The Bowie Tanto. Yeah, that was, I don't know why I say the Gecko S1. We like that one too. The Shard Integral. The Venter. Oh yeah, that was a little cheap knife I wanted to possibly check out. Let's see, Dark Bolt Arcus. Good price on it. Nice Guy Machine Company. Oh yeah, that was the guy with the pry bars. Blackbird Beans Blades. The pre-order on this. Oh yeah, did that sell out? The Aurelia? What's it called? Aurelia. Aurelia knife. Did that knife sell out, Sever 7? They took the webpage down, the pre-order down, and it's not on the products page. Oh, there it is at the top there. I missed that one. Dropping this week. Yeah, I gotta grab one of those. I've been waiting on that one for a while. Oh, you posted a clip of you front flipping it? Alright, cool. Let me go look at that real quick because I want to see how easy it is to front flip. Well, there we go. Yeah, it looks like a cool knife. I'm glad I'm going to be checking it out soon. Well, what happened to the stupid video? Why is it not playing? Ah, stupid Discord. Oh well. Thank you for showing me a video of it. Oh, there we go. It looks sharp too. Cool. Let's go back and look at a few more of these links that I'd forgotten about. See if anything else pops up that we missed. Biku. Where's the picture of the Biku? I don't see it. Oh, maybe that is it. What about the milling on that? Yeah, the Biku looks cool. What else do we have? Arsenal Edge. What was that? I think this was one of the guys we saw at Blade Show that I wanted to support. And then somebody else mentioned they bought some kind of geo knife. Which one was it? Was it the Blaze? No, I don't think it was the Blaze. Ethereal. Somebody bought one of these, I think. Yeah, I have a good memory. Somebody said they bought an Ethereal. Was that a UTC? I've been wanting to get one of those myself. I believe they're OEM by Kubi. I don't think they say on here, but yeah, it just says China. But it looks like a Kubi to me. The Stonewash. Yep. Yeah, we just looked at it a little while ago on his Instagram, or on somebody's Instagram. Let's see, history. Back here. Was this it? No. Let's see, history. Yeah, I typed in McNeese Dixon and we looked at a Instagram post. We looked at his old version first and then we looked at this post. I can't wait to get one of those though. I love the micro milling on that thing. Sweet. I love the size of it too. I love my big knives and I love my plain tie knives. Super cool knife. I really like this little spring flipper. It's a 9-inch knife. Oh yeah, I told y'all that I would tell you when I ran across some, when I was going back through my knives, if I ran across anything that stuck out. And I was this is a Civivi that stuck out last night. Maybe y'all know which model that is. I'll be right back. Give me just a second, guys. I swear I've got to quit drinking so much coffee. So I had a couple of Civivis and Sin Cuts here that really stuck out to me last night. That Civivi was one of them. I loved the I don't know which model this is, but I love the blade shape. I love the front finger choil here. I love the size of it. Great little knife. So I'll have to figure out which version that is, because I like to recommend, but I need to do a video of my most recommended. But the Sin-Cut Glide, is it a Glide Strike, I believe, is one of my favorites too as far as big knives go. And this one has an awesome front finger choil too. You can really choke up on it. And this one doesn't have a flipper tab, so the lines on it are super cool. I believe it's the Glide Strike, Sin-Cut Glide Strike. So that was one of the other ones that stuck out. Then I believe this, no, this wasn't one of them. I thought this was, but this wasn't. Sorry. False alarm. And then this Sin-Cut was super nice too. Just because it had perfect action, it had perfect, and I know a lot of y'all don't like button locks, but whatever Sin-Cut this is a nice one too in aluminum. It's got great action. The flipper tab works great. There was one more, I think. Maybe it was. The Conspirator and the this Starfire is pretty cool too. I mean, as far as, and it's got just drop shut. I mean, action on it is sick. And I kind of like the shape of it. Like, a lot of y'all don't like button locks, but there's a couple of button locks. These couple, Civivi and Sin-Cut, those two right there, pretty good button locks. And then the Conspirator, as far as big knives go, this one feels really good in hand. I don't know if that's the Conspirator or if this is. One of these two is the Conspirator. Maybe the button lock is the Conspirator. But the fuller on this one is awesome to flick off of. And like I said, these button locks are really good. If you don't like button locks, you ought to try one of these, and you might, because the lockup's great. The action's perfect on them. And I like some of these wooden ones. There's something about holding a wooden knife that just gets me. It makes me think of my childhood and nostalgic, like. And I like a button lock every now and then, especially if it's got really good lockup. And this is a plunge lock. This is a plunge lock. And this is a plunge lock. So all three of the ones I like are actual plunge locks, which is odd to me, because the lockup on button actuated liner locks are better. I still need to get a button actuated frame lock, but I like all these Civivi and Sin-Cuts right here. I've got something. I don't know what these are. Is this a mini praxis? What is this? Anybody know what this is? This one feels really good too. Like, the finger choils are big enough on these to get your finger in and not be worried about getting up on the blade, which means a lot to me because I've got bigger hands, so I can get 4 fingers on this knife easily and not feel like I'm going to get into the blade. Is this it? Yeah, I got this one in a bundle deal that I don't even know. That's why I don't know the names of some of them, and I believe my sister, I might have bought this one. But I really like that blade shape too. Like, that's just a classic knife shape. The thing about Civivi and scurr'd is they took all that knowledge from we and just made some great budget knives. I mean, that's just a knife. Like, it's got good lines. And then I'm not sure what this one is either. This one came in on one of those trays. This might be the aluminum button lock, maybe. No, this is something else. One of y'all's got one of these too. What is this one? Anybody know what this one is? I need to get back into my budget knives more. And my Vision FG and my baby banner. The baby banner is a cool little knife too. That's another one with a good finger choil that I can almost get 4 fingers on. My hands, as big as they are. Cubit. Yeah, that's a cubit. The blue one was a cubit. You're right. But yeah, it's amazing that this little tiny knife with that good front finger choil, I can get 4 fingers on with my big hands. So the baby banner is a great little knife. And of course, this is what Metal Complex says is probably the best, the Vision FG, best value EDC knife ever. That's what he calls that one. And I've got another scurr'd wooden one. Can't remember. That one looks like a cool little, like a knifey knife too. And they all have that great finger choil. Like, there's something about a good big finger choil. I get scared of getting up on the corner of the blade on a lot of them, but these have plenty of room for your finger to not be scared getting up on there. And my bigger hands, you know, you can't say that about all of them. And I think I busted them all out except for this one. Don't know what this is either. This is a scurr'd. This came with the same bundle deal that this one did. As you can see, they've got the same crappy lanyards on them. I'm not sure what that is either. If you like bigger knives, this Glide Strike is a great knife. You can, I can get 4 fingers on it without using the forward choil. And if you want to get some work done, you can get up on there and it's got a big blade. You can really get purchase on it. And it's got great action. Just a great all-around knife, value knife. Yeah, I thought that was crazy about the EMP EDCs today, though. Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Pretty wild. Did you see that, Fred? The Smoky Mountain Knife Works is selling a clone $23 nimble. He didn't know that it was a clone nimble and probably bought a bunch of them. And EMP EDC chimed in and told him that was a clone pretty quickly. And it just shows you that all knife guys aren't really knife guys. He may own the place, but he's not a knife guy. Fred, yeah. The guy from SM Smoky Mountain Knives Work got caught today. Here, I'll show you the link. Let's see, where is the links? Oh yeah, Pete gave it to me on in Instagram messages. Up here, hold on. So here's the video. Let me turn the sound on so you can hear it. Oh, he took it down. Wow, I should have downloaded the video. Anyway, he was selling it's called a Rough Rider. Why didn't I download the video? I knew I should have. No, it was called a Rough Rider. It was this knife right here. It was this knife right here. Yeah, he was selling that. And anybody that knows that's a Nimble clone. I mean, especially looking at it closed. Like, oh yeah, it is in my video, huh? Yeah, I can show it to you, Fred. Let's go to my YouTube and go to my channel and go to my live video. And go to the beginning here. I love everything about this knife except for the crossbar lock. And over the night, here it is. See. So let's go take a look at it. So here is the knife in question. It is called a Rough Rider. He calls it the Rough Rider Brown Micarta RR2706. So let's take a look at this knife. Now you see the blade hole like I was talking about. Doesn't have the little... But if you're a knife guy, you ought to be able to tell what that knife is. Unless you're just a business owner who owns a knife store and is not into knives. Now he's actually talking about this too. So let me turn the audio on so y'all can hear what's going on here.
10 on the liner right there. Going to be a one-way
pocket. Let me refresh
pocket.
it and start it over here.
Daily grind. Today we've got that new Rough Rider Brown Micarta liner lock right there, RR2706, and multiple opening methods. As you can see,
it doesn't have the little recessed fuller around the blade hole.
Flipper. We've also got
it's the only difference.
Front flipper. Really easy to actuate. And we've got the thumb hole slash reverse flick hole right there. Beautiful canvas micarta on the handles and black G10 on the liner right there. Going to be a one-way pocket clip. Got the Rough Rider on the pocket clip there. $440 on the blade steel, and this thing is coming in at just $22.99. You can pick them up in.
Yeah, so as you can see, the first comment there from EMP EDC is, "Hey guys, this is a clone." But yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, it as you can see, it didn't have this little cutout on either side of the blade hole, a little fuller, but everything else about it was exactly the same as these two, which are definitely clones, but these are more of a clone because they do have the fuller. And these were like $20. And this is the relative. And like I said, the nicer ones in real M390 are great knives. I mean, they're great knives all around. I suggest people check out EMP EDC all the time if they want a fun, fidgety knife that you can open in all kinds of ways. I love these two. I won't get rid of these two at all. These two I'll give away as gifts, I'm sure. Because these actually do have M390 blade steel and great action and no branding on them, which is cool. I don't like branding I would rather be a replica like homage knife than a pure straight up clone. None of these have branding on them actually, so that's good. At least I guess he would have known if it had branding on it. This one has something on it. Oh, 14C 28N. Anyway, pretty wild. The guy with the largest knife shop in the world selling clones now. I don't feel so bad. Well, guys, I think we're going to start winding it down today. Today is my day off, and I need to get those chemicals figured out so that tomorrow we can do that black anodization. I've got to figure out how to mix sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid and distilled water and heat it up to almost its boiling point, and then use electrolysis to anodize titanium in it and turn it black. So I've got to get some kind of respirator today and proper ventilation, possibly set it up outside. I think I might need to set it up outside. But I'd like to try to get the mix done at least today so that I don't have to mix it live on camera tomorrow. Sever 7, yes sir, I will help you some more. TC, see you later, buddy. No, Pete, that link doesn't work anymore, by the way. I don't know if you saw, but it just says this page isn't available when you go to that link. TC, have a good one, buddy. You sent... Oh, Ed wants me to look at the knife pics on Discord that he just put in. I looked at them earlier, Ed. Oh, yeah. Good call. Where we at? Right here. There's Mr. Ed's real one. And then here's his not so real one, which is the same version as I've got here on the table, with the same exact pattern of whatever carbon fiber that is. Whoops. Pretty fun trying to line those up and get them the right size. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Ed. I didn't see those pictures. Yeah, it's Ficarda. It's like, I don't know, it feels like fake micarta. It feels like I was actually talking about this other one that I've got. It's got carbon fiber. I was looking at one and talking about the other one. The other one I've got, I don't know what this carbon fiber is either. Like, it's weird. Weird pattern on that. And they had this one with the heavily stonewash blade in the black, and then they had a black blade one. I don't know. There's tons of these all over. And it's not surprising that company Rough Rider made a brown micarta one for him for $22. Anyway, guys, if you need me, hit me up an email. Keep it scale stupid. If you hear this or see this, go to the Discord and send me your address so I can send you the knife that you bought from me. I mean, it's kind of on you until you give me the address. I can't just send it. I'm going to send it to Ed or send it to TC and let them send it to you if you don't hurry up. So, let me know something. Please, sir. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Pete, thank you for being here for me to stream too. He bought that purple. You remember the purple Titius? Titius. I don't know why they make words like that are hard to say. I think they do that on purpose. The Titius. 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 I kind of like the Titius. Titius. I don't know. Whatever. The Kubi. The poor man's Arius. I'm going to be flicking this solid all day long. I'm sure y'all can hear it in the background. Oh, I had a question really quick. I know this is a GTC collabo, but does anybody know what this other... I guess I could look it up. But do you know who the other half of this? Is it SLT? What's the SLT? Oh, no, it's B... What's it say? BLT? Bacon, lettuce, and tomato? Yeah, do you know what the BLT and the GTC is? Built. Is it built by GTC? I mean, I don't know what the BLT... Why do they have bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches on here? Is that an 8LT? Bling. Is it SLT? Oh my God, I can't even see. Could have sworn it said BLT. Oh, it is a S. That's funny. It's SLT. That's what I said that at one point. SLT. I'm having to look at the screen and I can't. Oh yeah, like the one in his new Instagram video, Fred. The only problem I saw about those knives is he has to get the pivot thread tolerance perfect to where when you spin the scales around, that it locks up the blade solid every time. Because if that just got a little bit of a thread off, then your blade would be loose when you had the scales lined up next to each other. Otherwise, super cool, innovative design. I just hope the milling on that, the threads on that, so when he spins it around, and you have to line them back up to put it together. So if he gets that off just by a little bit, the blade would be loose. It's the only thing I can foresee. I'm sure he'll get the tolerances great and solve that problem. And that's what you're right. That's what a custom knife maker does. Hopefully he won't let it go if it's wrong, and it won't loosen up over time. And if it does, maybe you can send it back to him and he can refix the threads. You pay custom knife prices, that's what you get when you buy a custom. Anyway, guys, appreciate you being here. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind on your way out. Friday, don't forget, comment on Friday's video and come back Saturday morning to see if you won. I'm going to be doing 3 giveaways. So there will be 3 winners. So if we only have 10 people in the chat, it means you got about a 30% chance of winning. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to head off to the post office and send this knife out and get to work on those chemicals and go get me a respirator and enjoy my day off. Anyway, love you guys. See you tomorrow morning. Y'all have a great one.